On day 10, we'll leave Comfort Suites in Redding, California, drive over to McArthur, Burney Falls Park, go see Mount Shasta, drive to Lava Beds National Monument, enter Oregon, and spend the night in Chiloquin. Along the way, we'll look at a vista viewpoint, and there's a turkey vulture flying. He's down there below us. We're so high. It's in rock slide area. It looks like the road's been repaired lately. A different type of road surface. Yeah. Yep. Our first stop of the day will be McArthur, Burney Falls Memorial State Park.
In 800 feet, turn right.
Here we're going to go to the Burney Falls area and look around there, then drive along the road back to Lake Britton. Then we'll come back and eat lunch at the store. This waterfall has a drop of 129 feet and about 100 million gallons of water flow every day. Deborah's going to do a little hiking and walk down to the bottom of the falls to look at it from there. Now it's time to drive down to Lake Britton and look at it. This is a beautiful recreation lake, and we stop there a few minutes and look at it and take a few pictures.
Yeah, the one I saw was bigger.
And there's another ground squirrel. And now it's time for us to head back up into the park itself, and we will be eating at the general store. Next we drive out towards Mount Shasta. We want to get a good view of this before we turn around. Mount Shasta is actually a steep-sided stratovolcano. It's the largest of the Cascade Range volcanoes at 14,163 feet. The most recent eruption is 3,200 years ago. Now we head to Lava Beds National Monument to look there some. The road out to Lava Beds National Monument is very rough. In August of 2020, the Caldwell Fire burnt a large section of this area. In fact, it burnt almost 70% of the Lava Beds National Monument. It was closed for about a year, but is now reopened. Here are some pictures off the internet of that fire. This is what this area looked like during the fire, and here's what it looks like now. The red line is where the Caldwell Fire burned. Notice it didn't burn on the lava beds, and the visitor center was destroyed. And now they're repaving the roads inside to try and make them a little bit more drivable. Lava Beds National Monument is located in Northern California near the Oregon border. Our plan is to visit the Visitor Center, Mammoth Crater, Shoshone Butte, Devil's Homestead Flow, and then leave the park. But with all the fire damage, we're not going to be able to do some of that. The Visitor Center itself is actually open, but you can't park there because they're redoing the parking lot. So you have to walk almost a mile uphill, so we're not going to do that. This is what the Visitor Center would have looked like. And while there, we could have visited maybe one of the caves. The caves are actually lava tubes where the lava flows so fast it doesn't harden. And inside these are millions of bats, about 45 different species, but we're not able to look at any of them because we can't really climb down into them. There are dozens of these caves scattered around the park, and you can see the burn area here from 2020. We will be able to stop at Mammoth Crater, and Deborah walks up on top of the hill and looks down into the crater. It's just a big hole in the ground, but this is where about 70% of the lava that flowed into Lava Beds National Park came from. And this is the trail not taken. Now we're going to drive by Shoshone Butte. It's actually a volcano also. There are several lava beds around it. Some of these are up to 100 feet thick. And then we head to the Devil's Homestead area. It's just a large area of lava flow. I find it interesting when we looked at the fire damage that was done and the extent of it. These lava beds actually act as brakes to stop the fire from spreading. Now time to leave Lava Beds National Monument. Right next door to it is going to be Tule Lake National Wildlife Refuge, and we're going to drive around it a while. Right now it doesn't have much water in it. It's fairly dry, but it will be a wildlife refuge and lots of ducks and geese here during the winter. Now welcome to Oregon, our 49th state. We've now seen all the continental United States, and this is the area we'll be looking in.
You're on Klamath land. I thought about doing that. They don't have it's more than Park City Crawl. 35 miles a year. I'll get to see that. Yeah.
We'll be staying at Sleep Inn in Chiloquin, Oregon. It's owned by the Klamath Indian tribe. And we'll be eating at Teepees. Eat some hamburgers. They have some interesting burgers there. And this brings us to the end of day 10.